Lily slipped into the room late at night while her in-laws were fast asleep. With a sweeping gesture, she sucked all the furniture into her magical space. Even the couple's life savings were no exception. Early the next morning, wailing cries echoed from outside. Her husband, convinced Lily was behind it, stormed in to confront her, but to his shock, everything in his room had vanished. Lily seized the moment to launch into acting mode, accusing Jack of stealing her dowry, then turning the tables on him. Hearing the commotion, her father-in-law hurried to check under the bed. Finding the wooden box gone, he was instantly at a loss. Just then, his daughter-in-law threatened to call the police, sending him into a panic. He rushed forward to stop her, for the box held not only his secret stash of savings, but also the suggestive letters he'd secretly exchanged with the factory widow. If others discovered this, his reputation would be utterly ruined, so he urgently persuaded Lily not to call the police yet, suggesting they first take inventory of exactly what items were missing from the house. Before reporting it, Lily naturally dared not truly file a report either, and the reason he treated his in-laws this way was because he was a reincarnated soul. In his previous life, Jack and Amy had a son, but he brought Lily back claiming it was an abandoned infant he'd found, tricking her into raising it as their own flesh and blood. Lily believed him wholeheartedly, devoting her entire life to the child. Yet in the end, she was murdered by Jack and the adopted son. But in the very moment she died filled with resentment, she reincarnated back to the day she married Jack. Now, Jack furiously demanded she take the factory exam for him the next day, all because Amy was about to get promoted, but her skills and performance were lacking, so she forced Lily to take the exam for her. Seeing Jack's utterly twisted expression, Lily couldn't hold back and punched him. She knocked out his teeth. Just then, his mother-in-law, hearing the commotion, rushed in. Seeing her son beaten, she lunged at Lily to punish her, but Lily turned it around and slapped her. Hearing the child's cries, Jack hurriedly picked him up with heartfelt tenderness. Lily retorted, "You're so protective of a foundling. Could this be the bastard child you fathered with some other woman? You're pretending to care, aren't you? Surely this isn't the child you had with Amy." These words stunned Jack, for Lily had always been the one most devoted to the children in this household. Little did he know, she was no longer the pushover she once was. Since fate had granted her a second chance at life, she would never repeat past mistakes. She decisively demanded divorce from Jack. Seeing her so uncharacteristically firm, Jack turned and walked away, cradling the child. Unexpectedly, Lily suddenly felt dizzy. In her panic, she reached out to steady herself but accidentally cut her hand. Blood dripped onto the necklace. The next instant, she was suddenly sucked into a supernatural space. Seeing the golden glowing spiritual spring water, Lily immediately scooped some up with a nearby spoon. After taking a sip, her weakened body suddenly felt strong enough to lift a 500-pound ox. Lily wondered if this necklace, besides granting access to the supernatural space, but also possess other extraordinary abilities. Upon returning to the real world, she attempted to store items, recalling how the Jack family had hidden many treasures in her past life. With this space, Lily intended to empty their entire household. Just then, Jack entered with Amy, intending to put on a show before Lily, feigning sincerity to dissuade her from divorce. Unexpectedly, the next moment, he received a sharp slap across the face. The two had intended to manipulate Lily, only to be outmaneuvered. She then declared she'd finalize the divorce with Jack tomorrow, telling him to prepare for better days ahead. Amy immediately celebrated inwardly, but to hide her joy, she chose to leave with a pout. By 3 a.m. that night, after everyone had fallen asleep, Lily quietly slipped into her in-laws' bedroom. Thus began the scene described at the start. The entire family now sat in the empty house, suffering unbearably, utterly baffled as to how everything had vanished without a trace. Yet even then, the mother-in-law clutched Jack's illegitimate child, telling her youngest daughter to cook some millet porridge for sustenance. Little did she know, Lily had already cleared the kitchen bare, leaving this family no means of survival. After all, they had always taken advantage of Lily's meekness. Not only did they torment her daily, but they also brought Jack's illegitimate child home. This time, Lily was determined to teach them a lesson. Since she and Jack were about to divorce anyway, it was the perfect opportunity to reclaim her dowry. Seeing Lily's resolve to report them, her father-in-law grew frantic. He pleaded with her to reconsider. The entire family might have been unaware of the father-in-law's true intentions, but Lily understood him perfectly. She intended to use the threat of reporting them to force his compliance. Sure enough, cornered and desperate, the father-in-law gritted his teeth and agreed to compensate Lily for her dowry. Lily calculated that the pots, pans, and utensils weren't worth mentioning, but adding the chests of drawers and quilts, the total value came to 355 yuan. Yet when the woman demanded 355 yuan, the entire household fell speechless. This large family barely scraped together 100 yuan a month. Lily demanded over 300 yuan outright. Even selling the whole family wouldn't cover it. But now the father-in-law was backed into a corner. He could only give Lily an IOU, promising the family would pool their money to repay him within 3 months. Yet Lily didn't stop there. She turned and dashed to Luna's house next door. Looking utterly wronged, she spilled everything about Jack and Amy's illegitimate child. After finishing, she tearfully begged Luna not to spread the news. Sure enough, the news spread like wildfire. That afternoon, Lily went with Jack to get a divorce certificate. On the way, Jack felt uncomfortable under the scrutinizing stares of the village women at the entrance. Lily hadn't expected Luna to be so efficient. She hummed a tune all the way to the factory office, where she asked the director to issue the divorce papers. The moment she saw the stamp on the document, Lily snatched it away with lightning speed, fearing someone might change their mind. But just as she stepped outside, she bumped into Amy's father, John. Relying on his position as factory director, he intended to avenge his daughter. Yet upon learning Lily was divorcing Jack, he suddenly felt a pang of guilt. After all, he knew his daughter's true nature all too well. To make amends, he invited Lily to his home for a feast of delicacies that evening. Lily readily agreed, adding they'd arrive at noon. In her mind, she was already plotting. This provided the perfect excuse to empty John's entire household.